Welcome back to another video here on the channel where I upload every single day. So if you're a first time viewer, wanna subscribe and hit that notification bell. Today I will be reviewing The Cabin in the Woods. Basically, the premise is in the title, The Cabin in the Woods. This came out 2012, and The Cabin in the Woods, basically this movie is really easy to spoil. Even though it came out in 2012, I'm trying not to spoil it because probably most of you guys have not seen it, even though it has came out in 2012. So I'll try my hardest not to spoil it because this really is a easy movie to spoil. But essentially, the Cabin in the Woods. This is really a homage to the Evil Dead while doing its own thing. You got like this group of kids, these group of people. They go off to this cabin in the woods. Then obviously things go a little south, as you know, because it's a cabin in the woods. You should know if there's a cabin in the woods, something is going to go down in the movie. That's just how it plays out. That's just how it's going to be. The Cabin in the Woods, this movie is very original, very unique, and it stands out. You may be asking yourself, how is it unique? How does it stand out? How is it original if it's a cabin in the woods? Hasn't that been done before? Yes, it has been done before, but not in the way this movie does it. You open up with these group of people. Now, again, I can't tell you who these group of people are because it will spoil the whole movie if I tell you who these group of people are. But you open up with these group of people. You don't know who these group of people are. Then after that scene ends, you jump over to the group of people that you will follow. So you jump to them and you obviously follow them out while you follow these other people. I will say this movie's very, very, very good. And I will say this movie does horror and comedy very good. It does horror, it does comedy in a very good way. It's a very good balance of both. With a film like this, it could have went either way. It could have went straight horror. It could went maybe more of a psychological. It could went more just straight for more of like a comedy. This had so many opportunities, and I love the opportunity. I love the route that they took with this movie. I really do, and I think this movie is one of the best movies of. I would say it I can't talk. It's most definitely one of the best movies of 2012. 2012 was a strange year for movies, especially for horror movies. So I would say this is a really good horror movie. It's not even a horror movie. Unpopular opinion. People that have seen this movie claim, "Oh, it's a horror movie. It's so scary." No, it's not a horror movie. It's not even scary. It's more of a horror comedy. It's not even a dark comedy horror movie. Like Nightmare on Elm Street 3 or Bride of Chucky or some other ones. No, The Cabin in the Woods is a straight horror comedy. You know, that's what I think it is. And there are some really good kills, really good kills, lots of gore, especially towards the end. Which again, this movie is very easy to spoil. So the only thing I can really tell you is the cabin in the woods. There's a cabin, these group of people, they go to the cabin in the woods, but there's this other group of people that you follow. It's like in this like secret like like spot. Not gonna say who they are because I'll spoil like legit, I'll spoil the whole movie. There's a lot of little reference to the other movies, which the Evil Dead. The Evil Dead. There's a lot of references to those films. Specifically, one of the groups finds a book. The book has Latin in it, and like one of the guys knows, don't read that book because obviously it says Latin in it. Oh, another thing, Chris Hemsworth is actually in this. Yes, Thor is actually in this. And I like his character. He plays like a jock character. And like I said, this movie's very homage to the Evil Dead and to those movies that are, in the cabin in the woods. And I really love the approach that they take with this. Again, it's not ripping off the Evil Dead. It's not doing anything like that. It's taking the cabin in the woods approach and really flipping it on its head. And it's just even taking in general what we know from a cabin in the woods. It's taking what we know, right? And really turning it on its head. And like, oh, this is this is fresh, this is unique. So I really love that. I really love they took the cabin in the woods aspect, really flipped it on its head, and really did something unique and different. I will say, all of the characters are really likable. You really feel for them. And towards the end, it gets really funny and really wild and really out there and really gory. That's when like the good kills started coming. I will say this, there's zombies. I'm not gonna say why there's zombies. Again, that's another thing. It's a cabin in the woods, but there's zombies. Usually there's demons or something, right? No, there's zombies. That's all that I'm gonna say. There's these zombies that's attacking them, and these zombies are not like ordinary zombies. They're kind of like smart. So I really like that they took a different approach with this movie, and basically like towards the end of the movie, it's a whole different movie. Again, I could make a whole separate review on this, talking just about spoilers, because this movie is very heavily spoiled. If I go into that territory, this is basically two movies in one. You basically have your first part where it's more of a cabin in the woods, and then the second part, which is only like a few minutes towards the end, it's more of a something movie. I can't say what that something is because it will spoil it. I don't want to spoil a movie that you guys may not have seen. This movie will always be one of my favorite movies, and I really recommend you guys checking this movie out. Like I said, this is my review for The Cabin in the Woods. I think this movie is very enjoyable. It has its horror moments, it has its comedy moments. If you like horror movies that has some comedy in there, this is the movie for you. There's moments where you gonna laugh, there's moments it's gonna freak you out. And this movie is really good. Really recommend this movie. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, smack that like button. Please subscribe if you're a first time viewer. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, let me know if you have seen this movie and let me know what you think of it. And until next time.